Hello everyone and welcome back to the Belgian Beer Brothers channel. I am Cedric here in Antwerp and today is one of our final 3 beers of the Brussels Beer Project Advent Calendar. So yeah, as usual I am quite curious as to what they have in store for us. So without further ado, let's check it out. We have 24, 23, 22 and I do think that with the Alma Bohemia from yesterday, they did set the bar high, so I have high hopes for these last 3 beers. Oh, it dropped in again. I do have the idea that the build quality is significantly less than last year, but nonetheless we still have awesome beers and I do seem to recognize this. Yeah, this is the mixed fermented yuzu saison, aged for 20 months in Burgundy barrels, dry hopped with Hallertau Blanc and another hop that is Vermeil. I don't know, fairly unreadable, but why do I recognize this bottle? Well, this was last year's 24th, so if they put their last one from last year on number 22 this year, I'm pretty sure they have something nice left for us. So I will link to the video of last year here as well. New is the barrel-aged adaptation of our collab with our friends from Kyoto Brewing Co, Zenith Zest. This version comes with a generous addition of yuzu and was fermented with Brettanomyces, creating a balanced and complex bouquet. Best before October 2025, that's nice. Contains barley malt. Now this is a cute 25 centiliter bottle. And it does say barrel series handcrafted by Beer Project. I do see a lot of sediment on the side of the bottle here, so I will let this rest in the fridge for about an hour and then we'll have a taste. Alright, so I had this baby put in the fridge and had it rest standing up for a while, so the sediment would settle down at the bottom, and I can't wait to taste this again. I do remember that I liked this last year. I remember it's a fairly sour gueuze-like saison, so let's see if this evolved and if I evolved. And I am actually very curious. I still have the bottle from last year with a candle put on top, so now I have 2 to put on either side of my television set. But I am very curious whether this has the same date, so it's leftover from last year's brew and aged in the bottle, or it's a new brew, so they brewed it again. Okay. Oh, immediately those astringent wood aromas are freed. Yeah, this really smells like a nice old gueuze, maybe a bit sweeter in the scent, and it is quite active as well. It's pretty heavily carbonated for a beer like this. Let me just clean off the leftover wax here. Quite a thick layer of wax. Sediment hasn't entirely settled, so I'm gonna pour this very, very carefully. There we go. That last bit won't go in. Look at that beautiful orangey straw yellow color. Pretty white foam. Ooh, has a lot of different aromas now. So it's still quite sour, it's still quite dry. I shouldn't say sour, I should say very dry, quite astringent. But also fairly fruity. Slight sweet edge in the nose. And quite woody as well. Pardon me. Actually quite herbal too. I actually get a bouquet of thyme and maybe some sage in there. Okay, let's get to it. Ooh, not entirely how I remember this. I remember this more sour, more astringent, but it is way more herbal now. Well, it will have been last time as well, but in my memory this was more more dry, more sour, more straw-like, more gueuze-like, while now it's more like a sour saison. Well, it is a saison of course, but it's a very herbal beer, and I might even like it even better than last time. Absolutely love this. Again, there's a very outspoken thyme flavor, which is cool because I know that there's no thyme in there. So also quite vinous. So the Burgundy barrels did have their influence, absolutely. I don't get any vanilla, I don't get any oaky flavors, but I do get some tannins, some wine flavors, a slight sour bitterness. Ooh, that just brings out the herbs even more. Could this be the yuzu that they're talking about? I actually don't know. I don't know yuzu. I thought this had something to do with sake, but since the North Antwerp Brewing Co. Haru, I know that it's not, so. Now, again, if this is only number 22, I am very curious for number 23 and 24. So, and I'm actually very glad that number 24 hasn't dropped down yet, so we can't see what it is. It's gonna be an exciting 2 days after this one. Yeah, I absolutely love this. You guys know that I love gueuze, I love herbal triples, and I love saisons. And this is actually all of those combined. Well, maybe not a triple, but it does have that herbal component, that 5.9% ABV, which is not a bad thing because you can drink 2 or 3 of these instead of 1. I like the dryness. The aftertaste is much lighter. The aftertaste is more like a soury bitterness, so it is more gueuze-like, but soft. And this is actually a very refreshing, very thirst-quenching beer as well. So it does hit all those characteristics of a saison too. So again, yeah, bullseye for Brussels Beer Project. I love how they keep innovating and they keep making these well-rounded, very balanced beers. And I know I've complained about the overload of IPAs in this box, but of course when you order a Brussels Beer Project box, you know you're gonna get a bunch of IPAs because that's kind of their shtick. But with a beer like this, they make up for all of that. And by the way, they weren't bad IPAs, just a lot. But yeah, this makes up for a lot as well. So I'm gonna finish this. As usual, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up or leave a comment down below. If you have any questions, go ahead and feel free to ask. If you want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and you'll get notified when I upload something, which should be, yeah, tomorrow around noon, I hope. Cheers, you guys.